Wow. I am almost at a loss for words for what the heck just happened at Staples Center tonight, man. It was a massacre of massive proportions. And I've been trying to hold back, guys, till I got on this video. I've been trying to hold back so much. But the Lakers shouldn't have came out of that tunnel tonight. I don't know if they had too much cake or what the heck they did, man, before the game. But that was completely unacceptable. They literally came out that second half and laid a freaking egg, man. We end up losing this game 107-83 after leading at 5 after the half. And I was thinking, okay, Frank Vogel finally got the rotations right. DeAndre Jordan's out of it. And I was excited the first half. I said, okay, I like the defensive prowess. Offensively, I wasn't so happy with it. But I didn't think we would drop 12 points to their 40 in that third quarter. We lost the whole game in one fucking quarter. Excuse my French. One quarter. All it took was the third quarter to blow us out of the water. And once again, we are a stepping stone. We are basically a stepping board for these lottery teams to come and have a blast at Staples Center, huh? It's like we threw a pool party and all these motherfuckers were invited. All these little young Timberwolves pups came up in here and they had a freaking fest in Staples Center as if it was their own home court. And at some point, I'm sitting there wondering, when do we stop the bleeding, Vogel? When do we stop the bleeding? Third quarter. Within the first 5 minutes, we go on a drought. Frank Vogel waits till they tie the game to call a timeout, till they're up by 3. That's the first timeout. It wasn't when we came out with the lackadaisical effort or Russell Westbrook playing like a numbskull, just basically giving it away and giving up wide open threes. It wasn't that had him call the timeout. It wasn't the fact that Russell Westbrook threw a half-court turnover and not taking care of the basketball, leading to more transition buckets for the Timberwolves, who are just little cubs, man. They don't even know how to play the game of basketball. They just go off of emotion. But they show way more heart than we did in that second half. We didn't deserve this win. And you know what? Congratulations, Timberwolves. You guys did what you had to do. I'm kind of glad you embarrassed us because we deserve to get embarrassed for coming out like fucking idiots. Frank Vogel doesn't deserve a head coaching job in the NBA. I just got to say that off top. All right. He doesn't know how to stop the bleeding. He doesn't know how to counter with a play to like get us an easy bucket near the basket. We end up settling for stupid contested jump shot threes. The rotations are still pretty bad. I mean, we had a small team. They exploited it. Credit to them. With that Vanderbilt guy, I mean, they had how many second chance points? And not only that, but not only did they exploit us and abuse us and demolish us and destroy us and embarrass us in front of our own home court crowd who paid top dollar to get into Staples Center. We're not Clipper tickets. People out here paying over $200 just to get a decent seat, man. And this is what you guys put up. This is the embarrassment. I don't remember getting my ass whooped like this. I don't remember the Lakers getting their ass whooped since we were a lottery team. And so I got to say, I'm starting to lose hope because, and it's not because we lost the Timberwolves. No, it's because we keep losing to these, amateur teams. We're talking about the Timberwolves who had lost 6 in a row. They come into our house and they destroy us. They don't beat us by 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. They destroy us, man. We come out of the halftime like zombies. Like we didn't want to be there. We came out there. Can you believe it? We scored 12 to their 40 in the third quarter. Like, what the fuck is that? So now let's add this team to the collection. We lose to the Thunder twice. We're talking about a lottery team here. We lose to Portland, who's been struggling, get smacked by them. And now we lose to the Timberwolves, who had lost 5 or 6 in a row. Who cares how many they lost? Point is, we are the stepping board for these teams to come in here and basically just run a train on us. I'm sick of it, guys. When is it going to stop? When are we going to prove that we are legit and consistently dominate? We have a good game versus Miami, and then we turn around and do this dumb shit. Like, this is really disheartening, and I'm just going to dive into the stats a little bit because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to dive into the stats. 22 points and 8 rebounds for Anthony Davis. I mentioned pregame how we needed him to ball out. Karl Towns 29 and 7, way more efficient, to be honest with you. AD just continues to settle. Russell Westbrook, Garbage game again with the crazy turnovers, man. When is he going to learn not to throw the stupid full court passes, especially when we're losing momentum? When is he going to learn that? He just turned 33 tonight. If you don't learn, soon he ain't never going to learn that. And I'm starting to lose hope on him too. He was a minus 32 today. Somebody got to bring this stat to his ugly ass, man. Somebody got to come with the stat sheet and say, you were a minus 32. It's impossible to win. It's impossible to win when you're playing like Westbrook. I'm going to call him that now. When you playing like that, 5 turnovers again. Don't know how to take care of the ball. Jacking up stupid shots. All right, and then he's a minus 32 because he didn't play a lick of defense. Very frustrated, man. I'm beyond frustrated, and I think it's ridiculous how we just self-destruct, man. We get a good first half, or at least a decent. I won't say good because, again, offensively, I wasn't happy with the first half. But defensively, we played okay. We held them to under 50 points. I can't believe they got all the way to – we hold them under 50 points one half. Next half, they get all the way up to 107. Game was over by the end of the third quarter. Game was over by the end of the third quarter. We're not looking like a championship team. We're looking like we want to peak all of a sudden. And then, boom, we go back into our stupid-ass shell. No domination from AD. Poor play from Russell Westbrook. Carmelo Anthony was a no-show. What did Carmelo Anthony do tonight? I want to know. What in the heck did Carmelo Anthony do tonight? I said we needed all 3 of them to show up, man, to have a chance. Carmelo Anthony, 3 points. 3 points. 3 points. And it's infectious. When somebody's off, everybody else is off. 1 for 8 from beyond the arc, 1 for 12 for the game. Wow. Not a good showing by Carmelo Anthony today. Malik Monk started off hot and then ended up just subpar. 3 for 8 from the field overall, 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. I'm going to let y'all take over, man. I think I've said my piece. But this team right here, man, is not showing the heart that is required to play for Staples Centers. They were starting to get booed. They were starting to get booed, man. It's not often Laker fans boo. We can take a lot, but tonight was it was worthy of the boos, man. He said the Bulls going to run us out the gym, Dan. We got tired. Old legs. It's not even that. It's just we are a lazy basketball team with bad basketball habits that we never corrected and just pretending like everything was okay preseason. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That was poor leadership on everybody's part because nobody reined in and said we need to get better at this and we need to hold ourselves accountable. Nobody's holding nobody accountable. Nobody. Because if we were holding people accountable, I would have seen somebody pull Russell Westbrook to the side when he was doing the stupid turnovers like, bruh, take care of the ball. It's your birthday, but still take care of the ball. If we were holding people accountable, somebody would have pulled AD to the side and be like, listen, man, you're going to have to get physical tonight because they're not going to allow you to do whatever you want. You have to take it from them. You know, tonight, I'll be honest with you, Karl Towns looked like the better player. And I know that's not the case, but I don't know, man. Sometimes Anthony Davis disappoints me. Tonight was one of those nights. We needed more from him. But everybody disappointed me. And it's infectious. Once our stars are missing even layups and everything, then not even the role players can show up and hit good shots. My thing is we look like zombies out there. Like we just watching players get open for 3 and just shoot. We're letting people get wide open lanes to the basket. It's just my problem with the Lakers. We can't put together a good 48-minute stretch. It has to be 1 or 2 good quarters, and that's it. And we expect that to like lead us to the end of the game. Like, really, you only had a 5-point lead. You don't think they can make that up like nothing? It's the NBA. But Frank Vogel has disappointed the crap out of me yet again, man. Again, continues to play both Rondo and Westbrook at the same time. Rondo was doing better running the show when Westbrook was off the court. How hard is it to just get your rotations right? Like, he does one thing right and like 10 things wrong. DeAndre Jordan, it was great of him not to be in the rotation because we got off to a quicker, better offensive start. However, we still had our dry spells. And when he inserted Rondo in the first quarter, Rondo was working wonders, all right? Russell Westbrook was, I don't know. He had too much cake or something because he didn't have it going tonight on either end of the floor, to be honest with you. Again, minus 35. Minus 35. It's just embarrassing at this point, man. We continue to let these people – and this is the thing. We don't have any offensive schemes or any sort of thing in place because, look, check this out. 3-pointers. We go 9 for 41. I'm sick. That's 22.5% from the feet from beyond the arc. Yeah, we continue to jack it up, and there's no single coach in the staff that can say, hey, take it to the hole, stop settling. Hey, like nobody's telling you. Either they're not telling them or they're not listening. Either way, it's a problem. Either way, it's a problem. I'm gonna head over to the comment section and see what y'all got to say, man. I said my piece. I'm gonna have a tough night sleeping tonight, all the way till Sunday's game. This is horrible. He said, "Hey Dan, not to sound too negative here, but what did he say? He said, not to sound too negative here, but what are they even doing in practice? They are doing the same error mistakes over and over and over." And you know what? What frustrates me the most is that they're not even trying to build good habits when we're losing. We got Dwight Howard jab faking threes when we're down 20 plus points. We really got 30 piece. Don't let the third unit of Minnesota that lost 10 points off their lead fool you. It was really a 30 piece. We got embarrassed tonight. All right. Forget about the final score. It was really a 30 piece. But the last thing we need is Dwight Howard jab faking threes when we're down 20 plus points. You're supposed to continue and build good habits even as you're losing. This is why I don't get the coaching stuff. I don't get why we're not disciplined, and this is why we continue to fail. Vogel got to go. I've been saying it all year long, man. This is embarrassing. This is the fourth straight embarrassing loss of the season. They had lost 6 in a row. Come on, we couldn't get a dub. We couldn't finish off the second half the way we started the first half. Come on, man. Nah. He said, yes. He said it was Westbrook always thinking he's Kobe. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this dude, man. It was his birthday. It was for him to have a good game. He had a decent first half, second half from hell. Literally, I'll be honest with you. A lot of the times, his turnovers lead to momentum going the other way for teams, and that kills our vibe. He needs to know that. As the point guard, he should be trying to take care of the basketball. He grabbed the rebound, and instead of securing the basketball first, which is what a point guard should do, a big man do it all the time. A point guard should do it too. Make sure nobody's around you to poke the ball free. Nah, he just grabs it and immediately starts dribbling, like trying to get out to the fast break. It's like, bruh, relax. Survey the court. Take your time. No need for the bullshit. But again, nobody holding anybody accountable. And it's like turnover after turnover. When are you going to learn, man? You're actually hurting our team by trying to overdo it. Sometimes less is more. That's something. If I was coaching Westbrook, I'd pull him to the side and be like, listen, Russell, you're a great player and all that good stuff. We get it. But sometimes less is more. Not every night we need that forced triple-double. We don't need that every night. Sometimes you just got to chill the fuck out, man, and just get the rebound, secure the basket, just like Melo does every time he gets a rebound, and then bring it up slowly. Make sure our offense gets into their sets, and then we can run something. But instead, what do? Russell Westbrook gets the ball, dribbles, loses the ball. They get a wide open three. And then what happens? A couple possessions after that, Russell Westbrook grabs the ball and flings it, just throws it. Sometimes I don't even think he knows where he's throwing it. He's just flinging it. Turnover. More buckets coming the other way. Russell Westbrook driving, penetrating. Finally, he gets to the cup, but instead of putting it up on the rim, he throws it out of bounds. And that's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy, man. I want to really, really root for Russ, but he's starting to wear out his welcome. If he continues doing this, man, it's going to be really hard to stay, believing in him. He needs to play way better, man. And again, I'm not trying to be too hard on Russ. It was his birthday and all that. But happy birthday, Russ. Like, look, we got 30 piece because y'all couldn't play the right way. The leadership is really poor on this team. When LeBron's not out there, it's just we don't have the leadership, man. Rondo tries to rally the troops at times, and we go on little runs, but then Frank Vogel will put a dumb rotation substitution out there, and it ruins everything. So, not happy, man. Not happy at all. At all. He said Melo shoots, whether he's hot or not. Yeah, Melo just didn't have it going tonight. I'll give him a pass. He's been great for the most part this season. The whole team really didn't have it going. And it's infectious. If you ever notice, when somebody starts missing, everybody else starts missing. And that's bad, man. He said, I wish the Lakers would just hire Mark Jackson. Thanks for the donation, Johnny. I agree, bro. Mark Jackson is very qualified. He's good at getting the maximum out of his talent. And I feel like he's somebody that these players on the roster would definitely respect. You know what I mean? But don't hold your breath, man, because I think Frank Vogel's here to stay, unfortunately. And it's going to be a headache of a season this year because we're going to be up and down with his rotations. Like, how you get something right and so many things wrong? The one thing he did right to start the game was don't play DeAndre Jordan. That was great. But everything else he did was wrong, man. Everything else, the timeout timing of his timeouts is ridiculous. He allows us to fall too deep into a hole before he calls a timeout, and then they have momentum already. They smell blood. That's number one. Number two, again, playing Rondo, Westbrook together didn't work. And I get it. You guys are probably saying, well, Dan, we're limited in rotations and all that. But look, Seiko actually looked decent again when he played him. He has the tools at his disposal. He just refuses to use them. He's very hard-headed, very stubborn, man. Very stubborn. He's supposed to be a defensive coach. He's nowhere near that at this point. But it's also the players' fault because they look lazy out there, man. I honestly do believe they don't listen to him half the time. Like, we come out of timeouts and we're like jacking up contested threes, and I'm like, there's no way that we needed a bucket, and that's what the fuck we came up with out of the timeout. That's the disappointing part. I'll never understand where his mindset is, or if that's even the play we ran. It's even more alarming if that wasn't the play we ran and the player said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to run my own shit. That's even worse, to be honest with you. So it's a lose for him. At this point, he's not looking very good. We continue to lose to these below 500 teams that they're using us as a springboard, guys, to get their first victories of the season. And it's like, we really gave the 3-7 Minnesota Timberwolves their fourth victory. We gave the 0-5 OKC Thunder their first and their second victories. Something's got to change, man. We got to develop a killer instinct and be able to play, continue to keep our level of play up like we did versus Miami. This was a total different thing. Look at the body language. Go back and watch the game again. The body language is an embarrassment, man. Everybody's hanging their head. Everybody's just allowing wide open three-point shots off of their own turnovers. Nobody's boxing out. People are just moping around. Everybody's looking at the officials, waiting for calls. It's like, there's no heart. I need to see some heart and some fight in this team, for reals. We need to see that because, and consistently, not just one game and then disappear the next 2 to 3. We beat the Spurs barely the last time we faced them. And they're going to come in here, man. They're going to give us, it's going to be a tough game. Especially because everybody sees that we are mentally weak right now. We said we need those young players to get healthy. That's a fact. We definitely need more of that, for sure. But no excuses, man. Frank Vogel said pregame that we had more than enough to compete, and we didn't do that. So that's on him. You can't say stuff and then not live up to it. By the way, Kent Bazemore has definitely disappointed me. What do you have tonight? I didn't even look at his stats, but Kent Bazemore has been really poor, man. He's not knocking down the shot. He's over-gambling in the perimeter, leaving wide-open shooters, man. We were getting torched. Kent Bazemore wasn't doing nothing. It's almost like we're playing 5-on-4 again. Kent Bazemore was minus 25. He was 0 for 4 from the field. 0 from 4. He had 0 points. Bro, you can't be starting in the starting lineup and not contribute like that. I'm sorry. You just can't. Kent Bazemore, whatever you want to, whatever. He started the year really good. And right now he's not even a factor. 0. He had a bagel, minus 25. 0 from 4. I don't know, man. Very disappointing. He said, it's the new uniforms, Dan. Nah, man. Somebody needs to burn them uniforms and never bring them out again if that's what it is, because that shit was ugly tonight, man. This reminded me of when we were tanking on purpose. This looked like an on-purpose loss. And the problem is, the thing that really, really, really bothers me, besides everything I already mentioned, is that we got a bunch of veterans that should be taking care of the ball. We got another inbound violation tonight by, I believe, was Carmelo. Those type of mistakes coming from our veterans is very disheartening, guys. Those guys are supposed to know how to do the little things to help win. And, I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? Please help me out. I need some therapy after tonight. I need some damn basketball therapy because I think it was a horror movie tonight. Big time. Too many redundant guards. I did say we had too many guards after we added Avery Bradley. That's a fact. I say look to trade for Russell. He don't look good, man. Problem is, and I'm going to tell you this. I didn't even want to have the Russell Westbrook trade conversation, but I'm going to open it up just so you can understand where I'm coming from. Problem is with Russell Westbrook is that he has $40 million left per year on his contract. 2 years with a 1-year opt-in. There's not a lot of teams looking for that type of contract, especially coming off of somebody who really can't shoot. And so he's more valued to us than to other teams. It would have to be a special situation for Westbrook trade. Like, let's just say that Joel Embiid wanted to play with him. Then, okay. Then you can talk Simmons for him or something like that. But it's not a lot of situations where you can flip him anyways. And I doubt that AD and LeBron would want to give up on that project that is Russell Westbrook. I still think it can work out, believe it or not. I really do. I still think it can, but I just don't get why he's so stubborn and forces things, man. He needs to let the game come to him. He's just he's a wild card player. You don't know what you're gonna get. Okay, he's a coin flip. Appreciate you, Sal. Thanks for the donation, bro. He said, honestly, I think the Lakers partied too hard yesterday for Russ's B day. But that's just the thing. We're not a young team to have those kind of excuses. We're an older team. Most of these guys have families. I don't want to hear the party too hard excuses. I don't want to hear that. Right? That's bogus to me. These clowns really think we care about the Clippers, bro. Nobody's reading your comments. Nobody cares about your Clippers. I don't care if y'all have a 1 or 2 game better record than us. At the end of the day, you're still garbage. You're not going to get out of any round of the playoffs. Just go away, man. Do I need to bring out the raid again, Clipper fans? Because y'all piss me off all the time. And I swear y'all only come around. Y'all only come around. Look at this guy. Just he wants attention. Look at him. Look at this guy. You know what? And it's hypocritical because he's got a Tupac pick, right? Something so iconic to Los Angeles, and then he has a freaking disgusting Clipper comment. Like, bruh, you're garble, man. Get out of here, bro. You're not even LA. You're probably just a transplant. You're probably from somewhere else, huh? Clipper fans swear we care what their opinion is. Bro, do y'all really not have like a 7-person forum for your little fan base? Get out of here, bro. I'm blocking this clown. He swears the Clippers are important. Nobody cares about your Clippers, bro. Fuck out of here. Clippers are trash. They're always going to be trash. Even if they had a better record, even the years we were rebuilding, they had better records. Nobody cared. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. He said Westbrook is untradeable. That's what I'm saying. Like, I hate even bringing up the Westbrook trade situation because I feel like you'd have to wave a magic wand just to get, just to unload that contract. That's why it was something we were going to have to commit to if he came here. And when they're committed, it's just, man, he needs to seriously look in the mirror and say, listen, man, you're no longer OKC Russell Westbrook. I mean, bro's been missing hella dunks this year. Let's be honest. And that's just another thing is that the Lakers, we tend to get this amazing talent, but when they're kind of like out of their prime. Happened with Steve Nash, happened with Gary Payton, and now it looks like it's happening with Russ. Unless he changes my mind soon here, it looks like he's no longer the same Russ. First of all, the aggression is not consistently there. Okay, the aggression, like when we used to play versus him, I don't see it anymore. I don't know if it's lack of motivation or what, but bottom line is, look, Russell Westbrook needs to be a lot better. Okay, he needs to figure out a way to change his game up and stop settling for threes and stuff like that and turning the ball over, man. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he has to do it. That's the bottom line. I do believe that when LeBron comes back, a lot of those issues go away because he's no longer the main ball handler, which is a good thing. The only time we want him handling the ball is in transition or when we have numbers or something like that. That's when you probably get a highlight, But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm losing a little bit of hope. I'm not going to lie. And the way coach uses these players, I don't know. You would have thought, okay, here's one thing I thought when I saw the starting lineup, and I didn't want to say nothing because I was like, okay, we got a victory. DeAndre's out of it. You would have thought that after the game Malik Monk had, he would start over Wayne Ellington. By the way, Wayne played solid, but you have to learn how to ride the hot hand. And to start the game, Malik Monk was hot. But I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. We can't get the proper combinations or it's all bad right now. He said, Russ' play is affecting the team. He doesn't control the team at all. Vogel has to go. He said, Westbrook needs to play like the Wizards or Rockets Westbrook. I mean, he just needs to be better, point blank. He said, I'm a Laker fan from Norfolk, VA, and I believe that Westbrook and the veterans look lost and the coach needs to be fired. I do agree with that take. Absolutely. That take is for real. Like, coach, do you see what our half-court offense looks like? We go 7 minutes without getting the bucket. That's how you know there's no plan in place and we're just winging it, man. That's not acceptable at this level. Like, the Timberwolves with a rebuilding roster run more plays than us. Like, they look – it's such an embarrassment, man. We came out here and got 30 pieces by a team that was really struggling. I knew it. When I saw them, I was like, this could be a trap game because – they're losing right now, and nobody's afraid of the Lakers, man. We getting in here. Karl Towns 30 pieces by himself. I don't know. You say you should be mad at the front office for Westbrook is not a real winner. We'll see by the end of the season. You might have a point, but we'll see by the end of the season. I'm gonna keep my faith in what the roster looks like because again, we're not complete or anywhere near completion right now. But regardless, these type of losses are not acceptable, no matter what. No matter how you flip it, twist it, turn it, or whatever, you want to blame one player, but tonight everybody was off. It wasn't just Westbrook. Yeah, he had a huge part in it because he continues to make stupid, silly turnovers with 5 again tonight and momentum killing turnovers. But Carmelo wasn't hitting nothing, man. He was wide open again at times, and it was infectious. And Malik couldn't hit a shot. AD really wasn't efficient. Nobody really balled out for us. Dan, I can never be happy even if we lead during halftime. I understand that. I see why you say that. Um, he said the reason I thought Larry was better was because he is like Rondo, but with a better shot. Man, I'm pissed at the front office for this move. Larry wouldn't have been no upgrade, bro. Trust me. Have you seen him? He doesn't even look. He couldn't even beat the Clippers the other night. He don't even look good, bro. Larry already wasn't making an impact with the Toronto Raptors. They were smart to move away from him and to let him go to another team. Some players, when they're on the decline like that, you just got to stay away from them. And that could be the case with Russ. If, again, I don't see the explosion and I don't see the same energy that he even had last year with Washington. Maybe he's taking time to warm up. I don't know what the case may be, but I will say nights like these really discourage me because it's something that we just don't look at these Clipper fans, man. It's the same one. He just created a new account. How embarrassing, bro. That's so embarrassing for you. He had 24 in the fourth quarter. He said, hey, Dan, everybody say wait until Bron get back, but we shouldn't have to depend on Bron for these type of games against trash teams. AD is our future, but I'm kind of concerned once Bron is retired. I think a lot of Laker Nation shares your concerns, man. The truth is that Anthony Davis hasn't shown the ability to consistently lead a team. He shows spurts. He'll have like one great game, then he'll have like 2 bad ones or subpar ones. Anthony Davis needs to be more efficient. And who knows? Who knows if he's going to be our next big star? Maybe he won't be. Who knows? To be determined, to be determined. But all I know is that I'm not going to look that far into it. Is 1 year at a time. This year, we still need to try to compete for a championship. We've gone through a lot of early turmoil, and that's the type of stuff that's either going to make you or break you. I thought, see, here's the confusing thing about this team is that sometimes you get a victory like you did in Miami, and all of a sudden the confidence is brewing. It's like, okay, we can beat anybody. You come out here, you kill the next team, the next team, the next team. You might slip them and catch an L here or there, but the worst thing we could have did was come out here versus the Timberwolves, who are really sinking right now, and let them whoop us. That's just weird energy for me as a team. Like, are they really just stat hunting out here? Because sometimes it looks like that. Sometimes it looks like that. But the Lakers got to figure this out, man. Whether it be the coaching change or whatever the case may be, we can't continue to let these lesser teams beat us, because then if that continues to happen down the stretch of the season, we're not going to get very far. I'll tell you that straight up. Lakers are only going to go as far as our superstars take us, and we need these early wins for good seeding and positioning. James is old. Yeah, he is old. Father Time's undefeated. That was going to happen. We knew it. He said, Dan, the Lakers need Tucker and LeBron back. The Lakers need a lot, man. Right now, we need Jesus in our life. I'll tell you that, man. The Lakers, we need a lot. All right. Like I said, we play in spurts. Even versus the Miami Heat, we kept a semi-consistent, steady diet, but then we did have a dry spell again in the fourth quarter, and we almost lost that game. We got lucky that we made a run there. But these bad habits continue to resurface, and tonight was the worst. Tonight was the worst game. How do we go from playing our best game versus Miami to playing our worst game versus Minnesota of all teams? And that's no disrespect to the NBA talent they have. They got plenty of NBA talent. But see, we held Anthony Edwards, who has been on a scoring tear, to 4 points in the first half. We should have been able to close this out, but not. Lakers took their foot off the gas. They started relaxing. Silly turnover here. Dry spell there. 7 minutes plus without scoring a bucket. That's on everybody. That's on the players. That's on the coaching staff for lack of running plays and creativity. That's on everybody. Warriors look legit, Dan. I called it. I call it. Go back and look at my podcast, man. Go look at the podcast I did with my boy Anze Live. Go check it out. I called the Warriors before the season even started, so I'm not shocked. However, I do believe the Lakers get right, and by get right, I mean get right. Everybody buys into their role, um, and we get some consistent play from these guys. Then we do have a shot at beating them. Absolutely, because size matters in the playoffs. 7-game series. You saw what we did to Curry in that play-in tournament game, right? He went off, but so did LeBron, and we were able to win using our size advantages and just our grit. And that's what we're gonna need to do if we ever do face the Warriors in a 7-game series, which we might. But the Lakers still got to get right, man, because we're far from ready to play a team like that. That team is playing together. That team is actually properly coached. I'll give Steve Kerr credit. He's getting the most out of guys like Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins. Guys like that are looking really good. Not only that, but Gary Payton III. And again, the Lakers always, they're lacking in their ability to utilize the proper talent. The tools are always there. Gary Payton III looked nice when he was with us, when we brought him up from the G League. But we didn't give him an opportunity. I don't remember if it was Luke Walton or Frank Vogel. We didn't use him properly. Guess what? Now he found himself a new home in Golden State, and he's balling out too, defensively and offensively. He's over here dunking on folks. So it's just one of those things, man, where the Lakers, they got to figure this out. No excuses. I'm tired of excuses. People were telling me on Twitter, hey, Dan, don't worry about it. Like, the Lakers are coming off of a tough overtime win and they partied last night. Like, that's supposed to make me feel better that we got 30 piece by the Timberwolves? Nah, man. No excuses in this league, especially when you got all these veterans. They're supposed to be prepared. But I don't know what kind of environment the coaching staff and the front office is creating for these players. But it might be a little too comfortable. We need to do probably 2-a-days, practice for these guys or something, so they can iron out their little kinks. Because from what I'm hearing, Frank Vogel doesn't do practices. He likes to keep his players fresh, which makes sense for the veterans. But I'm sure they can still get them and shoot around or something, man. It's got to be something for these guys to do because they're not sharp at all. Don't blame the coach. The mistakes are all psychological and chemistry. Okay, I won't blame the coach. How about that? You happy? Frank Vogel's son? We got everybody. We got Frank Vogel's son with the burner account here talking about don't blame the coach, right? Because he implements a really good offense, right? And his rotations are A1. Nah, bro. I'm going to blame whoever the heck I want to blame. And the coach takes a huge slice of the pie, whether you like it or not. Like, seriously, man. You swear, don't blame the coach. Like, he don't even give me a good reason why I shouldn't blame the coach. It's all psychological. What is this? A sci-fi horror movie? What is this, man? We're talking about veterans who've been in the league for years. We're talking about Hall of Famers. It ain't psychological at this point. It's poor coaching, poor rotations, and you can also blame the players for lack of effort and execution. Everybody takes a slice of the pie. Don't blame the coach. Jesus, man. What are we coming? What are we? What is this? Is this troll night tonight? Is it like troll night? I wasn't aware, and somebody put out an ad. Let's go troll Dan's channel. He's upset. That's what it feels like. I feel like the trolls came out to play tonight. Don't blame Frank Vogel. No good reason. He just said it. Dan, this was just a bad game. Didn't have to be no excuses. Vogel needs to go ASAP, but let's keep hoping our stars step up next game. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's all we got is hope at this point because we don't have enough evidence to say we're a legit contender right now. We don't have that. Jennifer says, Dan, who is our next coach? Phil Handy. Phil Handy would be a good option, but he's not really a head coach. He's more of a development coach. So for those reasons, yeah, I don't think he's even a candidate. Or Jared Dudley. Jared Dudley doesn't have enough. Jared Dudley doesn't have enough experience, to be honest with you. And Phil Handy is just a good player development coach. He's never even. I don't think he's dabbled in the X's and O's. He'd probably be just as hopeless as Frank Vogel. But I'll say, who knows? I don't even want to talk about the next coach till it actually happens. If it does happen, then okay, I'm definitely diving in with a bunch of videos. He said, not Vogel's son, true Laker fan, Kobe forever, not a burner account. Just don't think any coach would help. Really? You don't think any coach will help? Man, I got something to tell you. Coaching matters in this league, especially when you have injuries. You're supposed to get the best. You're supposed to have a coach that puts you in the best positions to succeed. We are now 12 games into the season, or is it 13? I might have lost count. Um, we are 7-6. Yes, 13 games into the season. 7-6. 7-6. And by the way, we've had an easy home schedule. We've played a bunch of lottery teams, and we're barely one game above 500. Plus, mind you, yes, LeBron's been injured, and yes, other role players have as well, but we've had a lot of healthy star players on our team. Carmelo, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, more than enough to get it done. Not to mention that Malik Monk chipped in 27 the other night, and we've had some retro performances from Carmelo that have truly helped this team out. If not, who knows what our record would be? We'd probably be below 500. So the coaching is really poor, and it does matter because look at what other teams are bringing out of their players. I mean, talk about it. You go look at the standings. The NBA is filled with coaches overachieving right now. Like if you type in NBA standings, you will see that a lot of teams that usually aren't at the top. Check it out. Washington is leading the East 8-3. 8-3. So you're telling me that Washington can lead the East with a lot less talent than the Lakers? A lot. And if you don't believe coaching matters, just look at the Washington Wizards. That's a perfect example. What's another team I can use as an example? The Bulls. The Bulls, well, I'll say the Bulls got more talent this year, so maybe that's not a great example. But how about the Cavs? The Cavaliers, man. The Cavaliers are 8-5 this season. They're currently the number 4 seed in the East. Now, I don't expect that to keep up, but come on, 8-5 from the Cavs? You mean to tell me the Cavaliers have a better record than we do, but yet Frank Vogel should go unscathed? Now, I'm starting to really believe you got a burner account, Frank Vogel's son, because let's be honest, man, there's no way that you don't see the problem here. There's a huge problem. Huge problem with the coaching staff because not just the coach, but the staff has a lot of fault in it. They should be helping him out and, trying to get his ego out of the way because he needs to do what's right. The coach is most to blame. Embarrassing rotations, timeouts sucked. Could have switched out players during the. Yeah, absolutely. But hey, this is my opinion. All right, y'all don't have to believe me, but this is what I see. We're talking about teams with lesser talent doing more than us. Yeah, players matter too, of course, but not to that extent. Not to that extent where we've had an easier schedule and we can't even be better, have a better record than the Cavs right now. Like, bruh, that's pretty bad. There's something, and the Lakers just got to solve it. It's that simple. That's simple. I'll take a couple more comments before I get off, though. Guys, wasn't a very pleasant game or post-game recap. My apologies for my language, but, emotions get the best of me. Slip of the tongue. You know what it is. He said, we believe you, Dan, and Dan, we trust. I appreciate you, Jennifer. But you know what? It's LeBron James is going to be our savior. If anybody can tie it all in together, if anybody can bring the best out of their players, out of their, co-workers, out of their teammates, it's going to be LeBron. It's not going to be Frank. It's not going to be Frank. Listen to this ignorance. So I do want to expose these type of this idiocracy. Check it out. Yasin, bruh, you got an anime as your AV, and I'm supposed to believe you about basketball? He said, stop blaming Frank Vogel. How's LeBron considered the GOAT when he scored 0 points today? Does that even make sense? So whatever player gets injured should get stripped of his GOAT title. That includes every player ever played in the game has been injured at some point. That's embarrassing, bro. I don't think you should be talking basketball, making comments like that. And that's me saying it politely to you. You're probably just a little kid, wet between the ears, because that's what you sounded like. But man, did he really say LeBron considered the GOAT and he had 0 points? He didn't even play, you stat watcher. He's been injured. Get out of here, bro. Crazy. Malcolm X, I appreciate you, man. Dope ass name, by the way. He said rent free. Seriously, some of these haters don't. They sound like a bunch of Skip Bayless. This is how you know they base 90% of their opinions off of TV. They're like zombies. They're like SpongeBob of TV. They absorb everything that they watch and then they come out here and spew it out like toxic poison. Um, they're ridiculous, man. This guy really just questioned LeBron for not playing his GOAT status. I don't know who your favorite player is, but I can guarantee you he's missed some games in the league. Promise you that. And he probably has a lot less championships than LeBron, most likely. He said, Dan, did you notice Vogel's timeout usage? Yeah, it's all bad, Jeremiah. It's all bad. It's like, it's really bad, bro. I don't get it. Like, I'm like, call the timeout, Frank, call the timeout. As soon as Russell Westbrook turned the ball over and they hit that three, that should have been a timeout. But now we continue to run the plays, leading to another turnover and another bucket. It's like, bro, we can never nip it. Never. He said, facts, they don't watch any games. Just get their stuff off of social media. It's pretty sickening. This guy really tried to question LeBron. I'm not even sure if he's aware that he didn't play the game. He says 0 points. Like if you just look at it's like this troll look at the box score and say, ha, LeBron scored 0 points. He's a bust. And then he came on my channel and he just immediately typed that in. I don't know, man. I can smell his diaper all the way over here, man. Parents got to get their children off of social media because it's way past your bedtime, buddy. I can smell that diaper, man. You need a diaper change, bro. He said, hey, Dan, how about Penny Hardaway as the next Laker coach? He'll have the respect from the players. I wouldn't mind. Somebody like that who can command the locker room and has done it before sometimes commands way more respect than these coaches that they don't have any presence in the locker room. I still haven't seen Frank Vogel pull a player to the side and let him have it. And there's been plenty of moments where he should have did that. But again, I feel like he's afraid of his players because they're Hall of Famers. And I don't know if he does it for respect purposes, but sometimes you need to pull him to the side and let him have it. I mean, I would have a lot more respect for him if he did that. And I'm sure a lot of players would as well. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. He said, detail of sadly, Pelinka and Genie won't fire Vogel till after the season. I do agree with that, Max. So again, I wouldn't hold my breath if I was y'all for any firings or any crazy change of personnel. It would come from left field. I'd be really shocked if it happens. I'd immediately drop the breaking news video. Immediately. He said, Lakers at the top of the food chain. All these haters are bogus. Skip would not have a show if LeBron didn't play basketball. I kind of tend to agree. He's making a career. He's making a career out of it. So I wonder who he's going to pick on when he retires. I have no clue. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, man. Tough game. We got to bounce back on Sunday, man. And we really got to play 10 times better than this because this is not acceptable. I think if the Lakers have another game like this, like one more, then something drastic might happen. I don't know what it is. I can't predict it. But it might be a total change of lineup. It might be a firing or something else. But yeah, we can't afford these type of losses anymore. The season, I mean, we're heading into our 14th game of the season, and our schedule's about to get a lot more tougher. So these are all winnable games. We're just dropping at home. So we can't even protect home court, man. That's tough. But thank you guys, man, for understanding and all the comments, donations, and likes, man. I appreciate y'all for reals. Tough night, but we're going to bounce back, Laker Nation. And forget all these little trolls, man. Seriously. All 5 of these Clipper fans, I swear they always come on my channel, man. It's like, bro, like, go get attention somewhere else. Start a forum. How about that? Let me give a Clipper fan advice. If y'all want to have a little place where y'all could talk your own shit, start your own forum or something. I'm sure the other 3 fans in the city will probably join, right? Because they have nowhere else to be. They don't really have a life. Clipper fans don't really have a life. So just put them all together in one little room and just go at it, guys. We don't want to hear about this, though, over here. We don't want to hear your little pity parties when y'all get eliminated every year from the playoffs. And we definitely don't want to hear that you're better than us early in the season when everybody knows that always changes come the postseason. So I guess they never learned their lesson. Maybe that's why they chose the Clippers, right? Because they don't learn anything. But it is what it is, guys. We can't save them. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho, so I'm going to let them drown. So there you go. That's my final words for these Clipper fans, man. Laker Nation, shout out to y'all, man. Stay patient. Let's see what happens moving forward, man. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out.